One of the most important academic values at Pacifica is this idea of intellectual hospitality or intellectual charity. And I'll explain it like this. Many times when students read a book in high school, when I read a book in high school, I'd maybe read the first 10 pages and throw it down and say, that's boring, just to completely dismiss the author's point altogether. And that's not hospitable. That's not charitable to the author. That's really dismissing the author before you've given the author a chance. So what we're trying to train our students to do first and foremost is to listen. Listen first. So read the book, or at least read half the book before you throw it down and say it's boring. If you've read half the book, or hopefully all of the book, and then you put it down and say, I disagree, I didn't like it, it wasn't valuable, fair enough. You've first been hospitable to the author, you've been hospitable to what the author's trying to say, and then you've taken it in and developed an opinion versus just dismissing it out of hand. And we try to do that in the class too. When the students are involved in discussion, it's really important that they listen to their peers first and not just dismiss them because their ideas may be different, but really take it in and be charitable to the other person. I mean, that's an incredible value, and it takes tremendous humility. At the root of all of our academic program is humility. That's a tremendous academic virtue, is being humble, listening, understanding that there's more to know. If you come into class thinking you know everything, thinking you're the smartest person in the room, you're really limiting yourself to learning. So we encourage our students to be humble, and that hopefully allows them to listen to their peers, take it in. And again, they don't have to agree at the end of the day. They can totally disagree, but they've listened first. And that really creates an environment for all of our kids to flourish. We don't dismiss. And so in fact, we don't even really talk a lot about debate. There is a time and place for debate. There's no doubt about it. But debate's one form of communication. We talk about conversation. We're having the great conversation about really important things in life, meaningful things. What's the meaning of life? What does it mean to love others? What does it mean to live a life of flourishing, a successful life, an abundant life? What does it mean? What's my nature? Am I good? Am I bad? We ask these important questions, and it's really important that we're having a conversation rather than a debate in this format. And so kids pick up on that. They love the conversation. They love the intellectual hospitality. They love the charity, but they're so used to not having that environment. They're so used to kind of debating, to disagreeing, and to dismissing people out of hand. And so intellectual charity is a big part of who we are at Pacifica. And you walk around campus, you see kids, and they're engaged in discussion at lunch. They're engaged in discussion about all kinds of things. Certainly they talk about sports and fashion and those type of things and the prom, but they're also engaged in discussion about what happened in class, but they're doing it with charity, with humility, with an interest in growing. And so that's the esprit de corps. That's the spirit of the Pacifica classroom. I think as students are reading texts and listening to authors and hearing from authors, hearing from their professors or teachers, hearing from their peers, the idea is to take in the other person's point of view first, to try to understand it, to try to grasp it, to try to internalize it before they disagree. They may end up agreeing with it, or they may end up disagreeing with it. But the first idea is to take it in and give the other person's voice a hearing and allow it to settle in first before you dismiss it. Sometimes it's easy for students they hear a word they don't like or a phrase they don't like or something doesn't connect with them quickly and they dismiss it. They have this attention span that's very short. And we want the information from the other to settle into who they are before they make a decision on what they think about it.